Hello everyone and welcome to the ESL Go4GW2 Cup number 28. How's everyone doing as I smash into my microphone and everything goes...
Good start, Jeb.
Oh yeah. How are you doing, Nick? You alright?
I'm doing brilliant. I finally moved, as you
did?
can maybe see because of the scenery in the back. Changed.
It looks very posh.
Not at Sputties anymore.
Not with that scrub.
Yeah.
His team is playing today. Spotty is a scrub, so that's what the relevance to that name. But
Well, not really. Like kind of his team.
oh, he's
kind
not
of.
playing in it. He's casting
No.
it. He's
Yeah.
named a team is named after him now, I think.
Yeah, after him being a scrub.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we do have indeed Mind Grind versus Daredevil. That should be quite a good game. Having a look at all the different teams that we had today, I felt that this would be probably the best one to stream, actually. And this is going to be the second week, which is going to give you points towards the Invitational Qualifier, actually, for the World Tournament Series. So that's going to be very interesting. And we already have a bit of a table going on after winners last week, but we can have a look at that later, because we've actually got teams going into the arena right as we speak. So we're going to jump in game, and I'm just going to update the scoreboard as well. So what can people win today, Nick? What can they get?
Well, people can get quite a lot. Of course, one of the reasons that a lot of teams might have signed up is that if they win one round, they've already got a llama secure. That's kind of the deal with a lot of tourneys now. So if you belong to the best 50% of a tournament, i.e. winning the first round, you get a llama, and you can work your way towards that oh so brilliant, I forgot the name of it, something llama, the last one. The one with the top hat, the monocle, lavish, top hat, monocle, and bow tie, which, to be honest, we all want. But other than that, other than just the llama hype, of course, it's money. Money is one of the big things in the Go4. We have then also gems going out to second, third, and fourth place, right?
Let me just double check. God, how do I not remember that? No, it's not to fourth, it's just to third. 2,000 gems for third, 100 euros for second, and 2,000 gems per player, and then 400.
It's only been 28, I mean...
euros. It's only been 28. I think we have so many different versions and cups and ESL weeklies and monthlies, you know, there's a bit of a prize for fourth as well in the monthly. So, yeah, I mean...
Oh, yeah, and the monthly is the fourth.
Forgive. Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is...
that one about. But wait, the last thing you can't forget, the Go4 points. The Go4 points this time around don't only qualify you for the monthly, where there's 1.5k euros prize pool at stake. It's also, this time around, for the WTS qualifier. As Jebro has already mentioned, a couple of teams already got some points on the board, and the top 8 of that will be invited to the WTS qualifier to fight for their spot, or for the 2 spots this time around on the EU side, to go to WTS Cologne.
Indeed, and we have our first teams vying for some pointage today, so we're going to jump into game, which is where we already are, and we are going to... Pointage is a word that I made up, and it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to start with the red team, and Nick's going to go over the blues, as per usual. Welcome back, Nick. Welcome back.
Great to be back.
Good stuff. Okay, so Kuve is going to start off first of all. He's going to be playing Dagger Elementalist. At the moment, he's going with the Ether Renewal heal rather than the Signet, and he's going for the standard utilities there with the Fiery Greatsword, the standard utilities and traits there for him. Sizer, we've not got 2 thieves over here actually, which is I'm kind of sad about that, actually. He's going to be playing, SD, of course. He's going to be playing with the pack rune, obviously, as well with the Berserker's amulet. And he's going to be going with the Signet of Agility over there as well. Just quickly go back into his traits. There's a 20066 there. Going to go to Ingenium Odium, who's going to be playing Hambo Warrior. He's kind of switching between the two, I think, a lot more recently. He's actually going to go for the Signet of Rage there, so to gain that extra Fury, Might, and Swiftness, of course, so he can run out of the map and be quite... he can be quite mobile as soon as he gets out of the map. Might even go for far as a possibility, or bunker on the midpoint. We'll have to have a look. Of course, he's going to bring a ton of AoE AoE fire fields, and also a lot of stun potential on the nodes, of course, with that those F1 abilities. And then we're going to go over to Tasken, who should be probably playing Condi Engineer. He is. Rune of Balthazar with the Rabid Amulet Pistol Shield as a standard. He's going for the Geomancy there, so the extra bleeds, of course, as well. And then he's going to be going with the toolkit, the grenade kit, and also Elixir S for that extra survival. You need a lot of survival as a Condi Engineer, of course, because you haven't got that Celestial, the amount of Celestial healing that comes with this build, and sustain as well, to keep yourself alive. So it's good to have that. And the shield is also very good, as well as the Toss Elixir S, of course, which can give you that stealth. Then we've got Bullet Punch. We haven't seen him for a while. He's going to be playing DPS Guardian today with a great sword, which is what he's always been playing. So he was probably one of the first people that ever played really in competitive, right? The DPS Guardian.
Yeah, and has not moved on from it. He stuck with it even when it didn't quite pay off that much. And he's also at the moment then one of the very few people who don't go for that CC heavy meditation guardian, but rather for the one with the great sword as police drive by. No. Fire department. Okay, I mean, there's a bit of CC in the Great Sword as well, but it's a bit more damage oriented, and you kind of need to be very careful to be supported well with that.
Yeah, the hammer is good for that
at least
ring of warding, especially.
At least if you want to go as berserk as you can on that Great Sword.
Fair enough. I mean, the reason one of the big reasons I like hammer is that, you know, that ring of warding that can really separate you from the enemy team, and also your team members, as well as, you know, locking down points and locking down players to get that damage off. So we'll have to see how well he uses that greatsword. Of course, Bullet Punch, very, very effective in this role. He's been playing it, like Nick said, for a long time. Let's go over to the blue team, Nick, and go for those builds.
Yeah, starting us off with Alucard, and he's not playing Hambo, he's playing the standard Shoutbow Warrior. And I think we can already give them the good to go if you want to take care of that, because they always take a bit after, so we've got some time. Nothing surprising in this build as far as I can see. He's going for the battle standard, of course. Needs to be careful with that. We have seen kind of a couple of Shout Warriors who had some trouble actually making use of the battle standard, just constantly being interrupted, feared, mowered, and whatever. Well, it's not going to be a mower in this case, but yeah, getting that battle standard out isn't as easy as it used to be. That's then Sakura's playing Dagger Celestial Elementalist with the Rune of Holbrook, choosing the Fiery Greatsword. I mean, there hasn't really been anyone who's not going for the Fiery Greatsword. It's only been on Staff Elementalists that we've seen the summoned elementals there. Then Azrael is playing a Rifle Celestial Engineer, and of course, as always, the Rune of the Vampirism. That shouldn't that kind of get fixed or something? That you can, yeah.
Maybe, but the thing is that. And casting more and watching it even more and even playing with it as an engineer, you know, that vampirism rune is very, you know, you've got no control over it. And if you get your heal back, especially as an engineer, and you've got your heal up, and, you know, you get into that vampirism rune proc and you've got conditions on you, you're almost dead every single time when you come out of that. It's really annoying. I've actually moved back to Holbrook myself, just because, you know, I've still got that, but I go with a different build with the extra heal you can get from it, which is at 25%.
You need to play around it properly.
Yes.
As soon as you pop that vampirism, you just need to get the support from your allies, or somehow manage to escape. So it's not just a save, not a general one. Then we have the standard Hammer Meditation Guardian on Zereldo, and I vanish you. Why? It's been a while since I've seen him. He's playing Panic Strike Dagger Pistol Thief, also with the Vamp Room. And now let's see who in this round of 16, which is unusual for me to say, will come out ahead in this best of 3, starting us off with Niflhel.
Indeed. Oh, I've missed Vanish. Where's he been all my life? Having a look at the blue team going up to mid now as they start to pop off that stealth. We're going to have a look at their engage over into mid as they are actually grouped up. They're starting to actually distance themselves now. Ezreal's going up on the right-hand side as well as Zerado and Vanish going up on the left. Now this is going to be the DPS team as we go into Vanish's perspective. They're actually going to drop down onto Sizer, they've actually spotted him out as well as he goes back now as well. And the roads is going to be a ton of fighting. Sizer actually comes back from a bit of support from Kuve there and Sizer as well. Being focused, this is a good target to pick up for these guys.
Yeah, Sizer directly kind of regretting the decision to engage on him, because Vanish comes in and deals a load of damage and is not letting go, just pounds up to the high ground as well, gets the proc on the sigil there, tries to cluster bomb, but the dodges are strong in this one. Withdraw back up to health. Now he needs to be careful. I don't think he really wants to re-engage there. If anything, then with the support of his teammates, and he's dropping down already and looking for the next target. Alucard is supposed to be it, and they're gonna get him down completely in the middle of nowhere. He tried to escape like the Shout Warriors do, but the thing with running away is you can also run away from your team support.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty good going for these guys. Actually, Mindgrind, as this team set up, we've got some epic players over on this team. Really glad we actually got this game up, because Zorado going to the downstate there as well with his committal and needed to escape a little bit earlier to get that defense from Sakuraz there and that regeneration. Unfortunately, wasn't able to in the end. Sakuraz really is in a 1v3 situation, needs to disengage, which is exactly what he's going to do. We are going to see as well, I think we've got Vanish up here with him as well. He's been very, very, very up in their faces with Sizer. He's got the good focus actually. He needs to always be on Sizer. Someone needs to be aware of his presence and also to take him out of these fights because he's so influential as well.
I'm very surprised how well the Greatsword and Bullet Punch is working for the time being. There's really not that much pressure on him to try and take him out there.
No, that's true. That's very true, actually. Like, Vanish has got two potential targets. Like, maybe even Zeraldo needs to think about picking them up as well. And we've actually got the two guys from the blue team going for the actual kill over on Chieftain there to give themselves an extra 25 points in stats. As we're going back into the midpoint now, Sizer's perspective, as we have a look at how he's going over on this point. Actually thought we had a DC there, sorry, my bad. But they want to try and get this focus down on the blue team member as soon as I'm not sure why he went into the point so quickly. He didn't really need to. The point's not theirs. He took a lot of damage early on. They probably could have just waited until Vanish and also Zeraldo came back into the midpoint now. They're actually sectioning off Bullet Punch really well there, but Bullet Punch knew what was going on and he actually just tried to get back to the mid, but he's been immobilized there. He will get taken down on this. Is very careful. He's got that last meditation. He's going to be able to heal himself and just get rid of those conditions, but it's still ticking too low. He's going to go down and yeah, a little bit too far there. He did realize, but the blue team,
they didn't manage to cut him off. He manages to cut himself off. He just went full-on aggressive right into the enemy lines and way too far. And I just wanted to say he should not get away with something like that. That was just a bit too deep. Yeah, he's regretting that decision right now. Although Tayskin down, Zeraldo could get the stomp, but he's going to be rallied by Tayskin being finished off. So control of the blue point, but they needed to commit so much into it that Sizer had an easy play, just getting the decap and now the full cap even over on that hench node. So basically we have the same situation again. Maybe even maybe Quoth could try and teleport up to the keep and even contest that midpoint, but that might have been a bit too much for them.
Yeah, Vanish needed to be very careful there because the respawn of Bullet Punch as well, and Vanish was in between Sizer and actually Bullet Punch there as well. I'm surprised that Vanish got out of that alive. Actually, good job from him. Bullet Punch does get taken out in the end as well. That great sword DPS Meditation Guardian, as we're going to see also Vanish getting into that Vampirism rune proc, and he's going to be able to escape here as well. So that's going to be beneficial for him. They're going to be able to come back onto this node. They should be able to get the cap as they come in against two members of the red team at the moment. And we're going to see the respawn coming out from Bullet Punch and also Ingenia moving into mid, as well as Sizer. Now Sizer obviously moving always to the next point in this game, assuming that they're probably going to lose that node, which is exactly what's happening. And to keep this lead that they've always got 1 point contested or at least focused on.
To be honest, they didn't even try to contest that. They could have. They had people in the area. They had people coming in for support, and they would have held out long enough to have that support get there. But they immediately chose to go for the aggression on the second point there instead of defending. It seems to be the way to go. They got the decap. Are they going to get the full cap? No, not quite. Blue team fast enough with the reaction, so that didn't really work out in their favor. I mean, you could have maybe calculated with a couple of losses over there, and it's the close point of the blue team, which makes it a bit harder. But maybe try and defend at least.
They've taken out Ingenium and Bullet Punch now below the keep. Good defense from the blue team. Solid movement from those guys to defend the node. Even getting the concession wasn't really the thing they were worried about. They just wanted to get the kills there. Quive coming over to the henge now to get that possible decap. Blue team coming back now with a vengeance as they stick Sakurai's onto this node. Sizer's coming in again for that support over on this point as well. Going between the two nodes that aren't in their control at the moment. He's really focused on trying to get these early kills. We're actually going to see Taskin coming in from the side as well, trying to get that. Sorry, not Taskin. Azrael's there. Wow.
Sakuras was the prime target there for quite a while now. Sizer, the Thieves. The Thieves are always on the sideline, just trying to take each other out because they are not only the biggest threat each to their team, but also to each other. So having them in their in their line of sight is really, really important. Now Teskin is running away, and iVanish really gets away with a lot. He's being very, very aggressive.
We actually saw over on the midpoint as well, we're going to see Bullet Punch and Sizer sandwiching over on the mid to try and get this fast kill over on Alucard, which they do get. And again, you know, they're switching to the point that they haven't got. They're getting the decap, but now Blue Team are actually defending some of these caps quite successfully to the point where that lead is not being extended at all, and Blue Team are starting to catch up with the two caps. We might actually see that point be contested there by the Blue Team as Sakuras comes onto the node and tries to bunker down on there, as well as Azrael as well. So red team members are starting to bail in here as fast as possible. We've actually got a thief 1v1 going on the other side. Sizer does get the drop down onto Vanish as well, as he's probably going to go quite low. Might actually be killed here, but he avoids Sizer. Sizer go back to mid, and that's probably a good suggestion. Try and actually, you know, outnumber them as much as possible and get those kills. But Blue Team have disengaged in an effective way. They're good job from them. They don't want to lose that fight. They were outnumbered for those.
Vanish is gonna get that decap just because he kind of moved more aggressive than, more offensive rather than aggressive than anyone would have imagined. Gotten the decap on the second try there while Sizer was already busy trying to assist in mid again. But that doesn't seem to be really going anywhere. And this is a supply crate drop down below. He might actually die there on the side. Got the vamp proc. Is he going to get the assist in there? That is what we talked about. They immediately need that healing, that team support. Sakura's coming in here offering that support exactly after that vamp proc. Otherwise you're going to be in a load of trouble.
Yeah, but in the mid, we've got some stuff going down as well as Genie and Modium has gone down, and we're going to see a Bullet Punch as well drop here over on the midpoint. Red team do have 2 caps, but with 2 kills, Blue team can easily run over the map as soon as possible, and they should be able to pick up some more points quite soon. Red team did, of course, get that extended lead as they did get the 2 cap for a bit of time as well. Taskin's desperately trying to do something at mid to help support Quive on that point and put some pressure down onto Zeraldo and also Alucard. They need some help or they need to pull out of this point. Sizer's coming back though to mid as he comes back through the roads. Let's drop into his perspective, see how he's going to proceed onto the node. As Taskin is down, we've got the Shadow Refuge. He's going to risk a res here. I don't think he is. We just want to keep the damage. Oh, they're going to go for the damage down on on Azrael there, on the engineer, and they're actually going to try and get that. We've actually got Zeraldo down in the down state as well. Red team coming back with a vengeance on this midpoint. Awesome job from those guys. We've still got the 1v1 down fight going on as well. We're going to see a banner drop coming out from Alucard there. Good positioning from him to make sure he gets that without any kind of interrupts as well.
That really was a lot of excitement without really much coming off it. And for the blue team, to be honest, that started out brilliantly and then went as horrible as it could have went. They had the right decision. They had a really quick move of iVanish going for the far point and trying to go for the decap. But the respawn timer was exactly in that way that he didn't get the decap on that, meaning he pulled out from the mid fight. They lost all pressure there, and a pretty much one fight turned around on them and was even again. and they didn't get the decap. So that really was wasted potential there. He couldn't have really known that by that exact second, by that exact time. But if he'd stayed in mid, they would have still been within a shot.
Yeah, indeed. We can see that game being ended there as well. Quick, fast end from the Pinnacle kind of two-man downing situation over on the mid. And just that mistake, in the end, they unfortunately did pay for it. They weren't able to bring those points back in the end as well. We're going to go over to the second map over on Fofire, see if Daredevil can come back into this. But otherwise, good job from the red team. I did actually think for a little bit there that Daredevil were actually going to come back quite successfully. But we did see the nice rotations coming out from Sizer on this map, on that last map as well. Just going to ask these guys to really up.
From time to time, it actually felt like Sizer was a bit too much on the side notes. It often left the rest of his team in an outnumbered situation, but they played it in a way that really Sizer was always preparing the situations. When Sizer left the team fight, it wasn't about really winning that team fight anymore. It was about Sizer either getting the decap or trying to prepare the first kill on whoever was defending there, and then make the quick move over to that. So really no supporting going on, kind of what 55 used to do, but executed in an entirely different way.
I mean, when you talk about Sizer on those side nodes and then coming back to the team fight, you saw how influential he was getting back onto that node, and the rest of the red team coming in for that support and getting that, like, you know, two-man wipe down. That was so important. You know, they really secured the game after that, and blue team came back quite well actually. 2 successful defenses over on the mid and also over on the henge as well. They just couldn't pull it out at the end over on the midpoint. I'm not too sure about their rotation. Sometimes maybe pushing too many people into one area. Vanish was doing a good job of trying to focus Sizer at various different points as well. But, you know, Zeraldo was also the other guy who needed to... not Zeraldo, sorry. Bullet Punch, sorry, was the other guy who needed to be focused as well. So maybe Zeraldo could have come in the two-man team and try and do that. But, of course, the Thief's got a ton more mobility than the actual Guardian. But, you know, need to pin those 2 targets down. Doing quite a good job in the various fights and actually coming together over on the mid. And we saw Ingenium in a position where he was on his own, had to engage on Bullet. And then Sizer comes in on the other side of the point to, you know, get that damage off. There was no one from blue to come and defend that point, and there was no counter to go and get the decap elsewhere to make sure they actually didn't lose out in the end. But, you know, losing a player is almost exactly the same as losing it on the cap sometimes. We are ready to go for this second game in the ESL Go4GW2 Cup number 28. Mr. Chronic Gamer has rejoined and is all settled in his new place.
Yeah, actually, yesterday I finished building the last piece of furniture.
Oh, nice.
I kind of had most of it ready directly when I moved in, but then the weekend was over and work started, and that meant really no time. Really no time to just sit there. And it's not from IKEA, meaning it's really difficult to build.
Oh.
Yeah,
IKEA stuff, normally there's bits and pieces missing.
Yeah, you basically just throw everything in a corner and suddenly it's built itself.
Like a transforming piece of furniture.
Yeah. With missing pieces, maybe, but it built itself.
Was it? I just went over to the Hambo Warrior of Ingenium there, and I was thinking, we're going to get Hammer, you know, we're going to get the bow for the Guardian soon. So, you know, Hambo Guardians, is that going to be a thing? I don't think so, but you never know. The lockdown and the actual extra condition damage from the bow, you never know. You never know. This is quite a similar thing. But obviously,
Hambo Guardian, that just sounds wrong.
I know, it could be interesting, could be funny. I reckon. Yeah. Someone's got to do that. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on at the moment. Of course, we've got those big changes coming in at some point as well before Heart of War's releases. But at the moment, we are in this meta and we're in this side of the game. We're going to see how the splits go. Nick's going to go through them this time. Thank you very much.
Sudden Elvis impression. Okay, so let's have a look on the red side. Of course, it is the Mind Grind. They're opening a 3-2 split. Fairly, really defensive from the blue side there. They're really all waiting for any kind of engage, but they're waiting for not there. So now they have the the benefit of the red team that they can pretty much take out Sakura's before anyone is able to help. Still stealthed up and actually going out of stealth. Not even the surprise momentum coming in from that first engage there. Are they going to get the rest? They might still. There is no chance of any kind of battle standard going on there. Nope, Sakura's down. First kill of this match, and the mid fight is going to be the big deciding one, and probably for quite a while if we know this map.
Yeah, indeed. And as was in the perspective of Vanish, actually, as we came into the point, he was doing the right thing, going for that focus down on Sizer now. We are going to see he is being focused on different occasions. Probably not enough. They've actually lost him now as well. But look at Zeraldo. Now he's got some focus on Sizer, just with that scepter as well in the distance. As we go back into Sizer's perspective, he's got to be careful. He does extend over onto Zeraldo. He's going to get a faster edge potentially here. So Alucard comes in to produce some nice... Oh, God, look at the damage coming off onto the cleave on the body. Oh, Alucard goes down. Azrael's dropping quite low, and Vanish as well goes down in the end on the side of the point, and so much committal to that res means they are going to be cleaved out almost as a team. Sakura's coming back into the node as well, is just desperately trying to hold on to the point. Would be better if he, of course, if he could disengage, but disengaging against 3 people, you know, it's probably not going to be worth it in the long game of that, and keeping the congestion in mid is very important compared to that indeed.
And we did have a DC. It's a pretty early one. Do we have an admin in the arena?
Okay.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay, there's an AFK coming out from Taskin, so it looks like it's going to be a 4v4.
Did you see that?
Yeah, okay.
Red team got a capture point.
Don't really know what to do with that, unfortunately. Yeah. It's 1 minute or so into the game. No, we've got like 2.5 minutes into the game.
I don't know. Is there a set time? Set time? It's kind of, if it's early, that's a bit vague to be honest. Having that, man, would have been good, but that's not the case at the moment. So we're just concentrating on the game. They are still playing.
Yeah, indeed,
and
that's good.
We do have the AFK, and now we have Alucard back joining the map. Taskin is going to join the fight as well. Decap coming out over on the quarry. Zeraldo there all on his own is going to be able to get the hold the Decap for a bit, but Sizer and Taskin should be able to make quick work of him.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just in the chat as well, just to see if we can get an admin over. I don't think... You know, I mean, we had the quick AFK as well. The DC, I'm not sure if I noticed whether or not that happened during that fight. I don't think it did, but I'll have to look back at that later. But at the moment, we are going to continue with this game. Of course, you know, getting that significant amount of players down over on the midpoint as well was going to give them a massive advantage early on. Mindgrind really pulling it across the map now. Taskin is back in the game, of course, as we have 5 people back on each team. Going back into perspective of Vanish, see how he's doing. Again, he's trying to get the focus down onto Sizer, but I think also Sizer's coming out on the focus on him as well. As Taskin comes in the background, might be able to drop some AoE on that Shadow Refuges. That's been called out by Sizer, but unfortunately, it's going to be a bit too late to the party there. Does get immobilized as well off node, so Vanish can potentially get away. The pull comes out from Taskin, and also we are going to see the down. I don't think the actual pull came off in the end, but Vanish goes down in a ton of cleave on that point. Sizer being committed over onto getting the damage as well. Almost goes down himself, but he's going to be able to evade this. Sakura's trying to push him away as well, as now we have 2 members of the blue team in this midpoint versus quite a lot of the red team, 4 members as well. It's not looking good for the blue guys over here.
Oh, but Sizer just barely saves himself with a infiltrator shot up on the high ground there. Sakura's trying to go for the decap with that fiery greatsword. No, 2 people even defending. Might have been a bit of overkill. Maybe the blue team can take advantage of that on mid with focus on bullet punch. That is looking good. He drops. Does Ingenium. He has the battle standard, and it's coming out. Up he goes and is stealthed as well, but the burning's still ticking. So if they get the AoE, and there it goes. Alucard, do they know where he lies? Now they do, but 2 people are already on the rest, and that's going to be too quick for them to really react with any kind of damage. And it kind of moved to a 2v4 for quite a while. Where did people go? Sakura's for the decap. That's a good move. Kind of could bring them back into the game. And again, 2 people reacting. They just want to get the quick kill and therefore the advantage in mid, and are just banking on them surviving the assault on mid.
Yeah, that early DC really screwed these guys up. And sorry I've had some random camera angles again just because I've been trying to sort that out. If it was within the first minute, they could have restarted the game if both teams agreed. I don't think it was in the first minute, unfortunately, so we are going to carry on. And both teams have been focusing on the game now as well. MindGrind getting the significant advantage, of course, after that initial engagement, and really blue team not able to come back into this game at all as it is. Of course, you know, DCs do happen in this game at the moment quite a lot with these guys, unfortunately, with varying players as well. We're having more issues every day, but we are going to see over on the quarry node now. Bullet Pooch, he's going to have to actually disengage as he gets some nice focus onto him. Vanish coming back into the node as well. Normally we'll be focusing Size actually, is that he comes up from behind and now drifts back outside the point to try and get some focus on him, so that they can actually try and get this actual quarry node and get back into this game.
Yeah, it's actually looking pretty good for them. They had the outnumbered situation, and now iVanish is trying to follow up on Sizer. He will either go for the decap on mid, which will pull Sizer back anyways, and then, yeah, that is a smart choice. It will pull him back. He might get the decap, and he might even get the fight he wanted in the first place anyways. Might be able to +1 there. Ezreal now in a really uncomfortable situation. iVanish is not going to be able to... No, he should have stuck with that cap over on mid, I think. Because that escape is going to be really risky unless they get Sizer down immediately. Vampirism procced. Now they have the condition still on there. The stun comes in. Ezreal just barely makes it out. He will get the heal off. And is running from Quove only. And now iVanish is turning it around on Sizer. And that is going to mean he has to play as defensively as possible. Not getting enough damage over on Ezreal. Meaning he can actually get out of it. It's always the counter damage on the Thieves. Don't try and support as much, just take out the damage dealers. Works against Lords as well as against player kills.
Yeah, that was really good. Ezreal being able to survive there exactly ended up in the Sizer kill. Like you say, the focus back onto Sizer did bring him into down state there, and Sizer is of course out of this game. Now blue team can actually come back from this. It's going to be a very difficult situation, unfortunately, but maybe we can still see this comeback coming out if they can try and collapse on mid as well and try and just two-man just get over to that point. Sorry, not the midpoint, the quarry I'm talking about. There's no one over there at the moment, as they were outnumbering on the map as well, and they are again. If they get bullet punched, they really should stretch over there. There's tons of cleave coming out. We're actually going to see Quivo down as well. They need to start moving over to quarry now. They need to get that decap as soon as possible.
This is going to end in a triple cap for blue team.
Gotta be.
I'm pretty sure with 3 downs, we're going to have the vapor form there of Quove kind of presenting himself. Please kill me. Make it quick. He wants to respawn and wants to try and get back from this devastating wipe there.
They're going to get Tayskin down. They've got to get Tayskin down here. If they can get him down, they can really...
Sizer is going to be the next target. He's in stealth still, but the burning is really hurting him. As soon as he's visible again, he's trying to for the engage on Zeraldo. That's a bit offensive, but he's believing in the power of the dodge. He is doing that. Bullet punch for the assistance in a second. He might actually try and survive that. 3 people, no, 4 people then over on the quarry. That might actually be a bit of an overcommitment, judging from Quove, who split up from all of it, and he will be able to outrun Ezreal if he wants to. If he drops the Fiery Greatsword.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good. I mean, Sizer did a fantastic job at getting on the point, but, you know, it's I guess, double-edged sword or whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, you know, when he has to go on the node versus a DPS Guardian, he has to face tank a load of damage almost to a degree. But, yeah, believing in the dodge in that SD build is really good because, you know, it gives him an advantage. But, unfortunately, when he had to go back off the node, he had no real cooldowns or to actually make sure that he was going to be safe. And he actually had to get off the point and ran straight into Vanish there as well. And actually red team might think about going for a Lord Rush if they've got a nice little regroup going on, actually, because they've all kind of been taken out at the same time, and they're thinking about going it for an hour with this Shadow Refuge over on the west side of the map actually at the moment. They're not. They're actually going to re-engage back to mid. They could have just gone for a full-on stealth move over to Lord, but we do of course have Azrael over in the base. I think he's looking for that. I mean, not something they're thinking about going for.
I think they might want to try and get the first couple of kills, leave them in downside, and then move on. That might be an idea, but the triple cap is coming out. The question is, how far does the blue team want to split themselves in order to keep this a triple cap? You could, of course, just try and ride this to 350 as long as possible and really try to stretch it out. Or you give them 1 point and just be happy with the double cap and have that really secure and try and pick someone off when they try to engage on the second one.
No one's come over to help Sakura
Oh,
in this
rush.
situation. Oh, here we go, here we go. Just coming up. They've actually lost that cap over on the quarry. No one from the red team. Although Sakura's is actually... I don't think he's going to be there in time for the respawn. We're going to see Azrael coming back in to defend as well. Drops a ton of poison on the guys as they come in. Needs to get that chill off as well. I'm going to try and go into his perspective as well as we go back into the node. He has already used that chill grenade as well to slow them as much as possible coming into the boss. We've got the Lord on currently. Still doing okay actually. Bullet punch is really low. He's got to be careful here. If he does drop, this is going to be great for the blue team. They need some more defenders. They've got them coming in. But is it going to be too late? Lord is at 50% HP. Some burst comes off as well. No, it's... Oh, this is going to be so close.
Half HP, the interrupt.
The blue team!
And it's not quite there. The support is
can't
still
see
there,
the
and
Lord.
they almost got the kill
He's so
over
low.
on Quove. 2 down. The damage potential is gone completely. So
Amazing,
the support is
they're
gonna be
dropping.
enough. No rally coming out. 2 DDs
The
down.
loss on 10%.
Afterwards, the conditions
He's so low.
take him.
No.
State damage brings down the Lord. And brings him to 45 points, meaning the red team picks up the second win in this best of 3. And that was so clutch. And we destroyed some ears right there.
Whoa.
Or you, maybe. You at least.
Exciting stuff. Good comeback from Blue. Awesome. But you know, they've always got that in the background.
Yeah,
Just that Lord Rush.
That was actually only damage from 2. We had Sizer and Bullet down, meaning a big portion of their damage potential already gone. And then Quove in down state, no potential to ready there, and that damage still did it for the last bit. They couldn't get the support on that one, couldn't get the CC. If that heal had come through, that would have been a denied Lord Rush instantly. That interrupt kind of got them there. Made it clutch still, but they did it in the end. And that's all that counts.
Wow. Awesomeness. Good game. We're going to go straight into break and get to the next one because we've got a ton of matches to take up today, actually. We've got lots to do. I'm just going to come back into cams quickly and see our faces so that you can confirm that we're actually here. Hello. There you go. You can see next to the awesome place in the background. We didn't reset the game because unfortunately, you know, it went over that minute marker, and also the game, you know, in the end, blue team did come back quite well, and it's kind of exciting. So, you know, there was just maybe a bit of a slow decision come out of there, but we'll have to see what happens in the future, try and get that decision nailed down a bit quicker. But otherwise, we're going to move into the quarter finals next. We're in a round of 16 today. Awesomeness. So we'll see you very soon. Enjoy the music, and I'll try and update you in chat when we get that next matchup. Thank you very much, guys. See you very soon.